Origami. I always say if there was a Mount Rushmore of HSN brands, Origami would be on there because of all of the customer picks, all of the 5-star reviews. And one of the main reasons, yes, it's amazingly built, it is durable, but there's no assembly. So when it comes to storage, when it comes to shelving, something that you don't have to worry about putting together, you don't have to worry about there be extra screws and do I have the right tools, and none of that. What you're looking at right now, this is what we're calling the 6-tier bookshelf. Now you could use it, of course, for anything else, and we're gonna talk about all the other ways to use it. But the 6-tier bookshelf here, what's great about this is it's got kind of a lean design off of the wall. It's nice and tall, about 5.5 feet, lattice design on the back. There's even perforated shelves here on the top, and leveling feet as well, which is really great. So when you get it on the floor, wherever you're gonna put it, or as the floor shifts a little bit in your home, as it will, you're leveling feet to make sure it is level every single time. $124.95, and here we go. Here's the big part, which I rarely get to say. It's on free shipping and handling right now. It is on free shipping and handling. So $124.95. I'd like to go ahead and bring out our guest, Lou Caputo, to go over the colors with us and talk about why this is always one of the fan favorites. Hey, buddy.
Hey,
how
man,
are you,
how are you?
Good, man. Good to see you.
So we have 3 colors today, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like 3. I thought there are 4. There's going to be a 4th one. I think there's a rhubarb in the background over there.
It's hidden.
Yeah, there it is.
Now that's, see, this is the thing about origami, is that it looks so good in your home, you don't notice it sometimes, because it just blends. I mean, look at that. There's a rhubarb one back there. Okay, so the colors today are going to be the rhubarb. We've got the pewter, which is the one I'm standing next to right here. This, by the way, is the original color of all origami. It's interesting, the bookshelf, too. I really like that. I
like it in the bookshelf. Yeah, right. This is one of our kind of newish colors.
Yes, the Riverside Blue.
Yes, Riverside Blue.
And then what's that shade of green on your card?
Forest green?
Forest green, okay.
The forest green's a little bit darker. So green, about 500 remaining in the green. This Riverside Blue, if you love that Riverside Blue, sorry, I just put my hand on the shot there. If you love that Riverside Blue, about 160 remaining in that.
So that's not many of any of these. And the interesting thing is these are both new colors. And in fact, I would go on a limb and say this is the first time I've ever seen the bookshelf in pewter.
Ah, nice.
Because we've had the bookshelf for a while, we've had pewter for even longer, but it's the first time I've seen it that. But let me show everybody what this whole thing is about. So, you know, I don't know if Rebecca described this before, but the origami is named after the ancient Japanese art of paper folding, which I know you are well aware of.
Well aware, yes.
Well
I do like origami.
He does like origami. So take a look at this. And the reason we call it origami is because this steel bookshelf that we have right here, I can just take with a little flick of the wrist and a kick of the foot, fold that right on down just like that, okay? So you can't do that with any other bookshelf, or at least you shouldn't, okay? But look at the way that this folds down to just about 3.5, 4 inches wide at the absolute widest point. Now, this is how it's going to arrive at your house as well, just like this. And by the way, this is steel. It's not just steel, it's powder coated steel. That's not paint on here. So this is going to be very, very, very durable, meaning resisting chipping and scratching, but also it's going to resist corrosion. To set this up, you just grab the sides like this, and you just pull it open like that. Now, the whole thing is going to fall open. I'm going to spin this one around so you can see the back of it. Right here is what we call the origami toggle, okay? All you have to do is thread this through and pull down. You're going to see the whole thing is just going to sit down when I do that, okay? This is a patented design right here. Why? Because just doing that one toggle, we now have this entire thing structurally sound to the point where I can literally pick this up and wave it around like this, and it's good to go just by doing that. Just by doing that. Now, we want to put the top shelf on. It's hinged on one side because, you know, folding. So we bring this over, and right here is one tiny little latch. You drop that into place. Now, Ty, you did a great job of describing all the features that make this one different. Yeah. Meaning the lattice work on the side so that your books don't fall off, and also very pretty to look at. The perforated shelves on there.
That's
so that we have aeration. Did you know that's why we did that?
For aeration.
For aeration, so that water and air can flow through there. Because some people do use these as plant shelves. They use them as baker's racks to cool down their baked goods when they pull them out of the oven, that sort of thing. But the big deal with this one is that it was made by customer request, because the customers years ago said to us, hey, can you give us something that has the durability, the ease of setup, and all the things that we love about origami, but with a smaller footprint and maybe a little more decorative friendly for my home. That's where this came from.
And it does, and that's what's great about origami. It's all of those pieces in those places in your home where you're gonna need it. And what I'd like to point out in this video, what you're seeing right here, you're noticing the things that are on the shelf. Sometimes we buy shelves and shelving that is durable, and it just dominates the whole room. All you see is the shelves shelving itself
Yeah.
that you spent all day putting together. This is lean, but it's still strong, but you're highlighting what's on the shelf and not the shelf itself. That's why everybody loves origami so much, because it is so easy to use. I gotta say, I love that rhubarb color. If
How
you
cool
are
is
gonna
that?
put it in your kitchen, it is a deep red too, right? It's not like a bright race car red. It is a nice deep red. There's an elegant red to that. If you were to put that in your kitchen, maybe even in the bathroom to bring just a little bit of color. And remember, it's not, Lou, you and I talk about this all the time. I want the privilege of changing my mind. If I put something in permanent, if I put permanent shelves in, immediately the next day I'm gonna go, you know where I should have put those?
Yeah, exactly.
And you can move your origami around.
Or if you're in my situation where I'm moving and I'm like, I wish I could take those shelves with me.
Yes,
You know
good
what I'm
point.
talking about? So here you go, new owners, congratulations. By the way, in that shot that's up right now, notice how that pillow matches the shelves.
Great.
I don't know if that was on purpose or by accident, but that, I mean, it just shows you the way it just blends into your decor. But take a look at some of these images and how many different places you can use it. And yes, as a bookshelf, just a straight up bookshelf, it's fantastic. You can absolutely use it like that day in and day out. Looks great in a more modern looking house like that, but then look at this in a more traditional setting. The way it looks fantastic with that as well. I mean, it'll go with pretty much anything. And I always call origami the chameleon of the furniture world, because it will take on the appearance of, you know, however you decide that you're going to decorate it. Now, a couple of important features about these particular racks. Okay, now number one is, one of the features people wanted was strength, okay? And we do have that origami strength with these. These come with what are known as leveling feet on the bottom of them, okay? Not wheels, but leveling feet. And the reason we do the leveling feet is this. If you look at this guy right here, he's a little wobbly right now. Like, I can kind of shake this back and forth. If I take my foot and I just rotate this leveling foot around clockwise, now this is stable. Why? Because as I go clockwise, it's going to extend. If I go counterclockwise, it's going to retract. Okay. So I have the ability on all four corners of this to level this precisely, so that if I do put, you know, objects d'art on here.
Yes.
If I'm going to put crystal on here or photograph, you know, things that I don't want to tip and fall off, this is going to take care of it. But here's the implication of using the leveling feet. If you do use the leveling feet on here, we recommend you limit yourself to 50 pounds per shelf with the leveling feet. Now, I say that like that's nothing. 50 pounds per, it's 300 pounds. There's 6 shelves. That's 300 pounds total. Now, let's say you don't need the leveling feet because you got a perfectly level floor in your house. If you don't use them, now you can go up to the maximum weight capacity of 70 pounds per shelf. That's a 420 pound weight capacity on this tie. That is just crazy.
Sorry guys, I'm just moving that. I just want to show the lattice design there. Yeah, it is strong. For as lean as it is so strong. The strength that you're getting. Great lattice design on the side here. I'm just kind of rotating it around. I just want to show you every part of it. See the lock, this patented lock. That's all you really have to do is clip it there. That's it. And then all the way around, you're getting, and these are what, 24-inch shelves?
24-inch shelves by about 11 inches deep on the shelves, 13 inches really off the wall. Okay. So if you're looking for a space in the house, that's all you need is that 13-inch off the wall and then 24-inch footprint. So that's why it's great for kitchens, bathrooms, the smaller spaces. A lot of people use these in their pantries. It makes a great pantry shelf. I've even seen people use it in closets for shoes, hats, you know, handbags. I mean, all kinds of things, smaller objects like that. But the big deal with origami is anyone, and I mean anyone, can set this up without tools, without help. You can do this all by yourself, and it's what we call immediate gratification, because as soon as you get out of the box, you can literally have this up and working in 5 minutes. I mean, it's that simple to do.
And it looks nice enough to keep out as well. Listen, we're going to be talking about the big, large kind of shelf that maybe you want to put in your garage or you want to put in your storage shed later. But this is one that you can have out in your living room. You can have out in the bathroom, in the bedroom, in the guest room, in the home office, in the crafting room. It's nice enough to have out, particularly in the colors that we have now. I'll give you a heads up. If you like that Riverside blue, you got to be jumping into the ordering process now. About 160 remaining in that Riverside blue at $124.95.
That's a great color.
At free shipping and handling, there it is. There is that Riverside blue. It's like a powder blue, maybe in the bathroom, maybe in the guest room, maybe in the crafting room as well. But it looks nice enough to have out. We've got 2 of these. We've got the big jumbo origami as well that we have out in our garage. We have 2 of these in our home as well. And I love these. They just fit that spot perfectly wherever you have in the room where it's like, I only have about 13 inches off the wall. I don't need that super big 4T. I don't need that one. This one is the one. This is why it's always a customer pick and always very popular. Also, that shipping, and normally this is about $20 to ship.
Yep. All day long.
You're saving that today, free shipping and handling.
No, that's a big deal too, because you know they do it two different ways. First of all, they do it by weight, and then they do it by the size of the box. And this is not a small box by any stretch of the imagination. Sure. It's also powder coated steel. So like as you're looking at that forest green one right there, remember that meaning it's powder coating is that you could take this outside. You can leave it outside. And there are plenty of people, especially in that green color, that use that as a plant shelf, that use it as an herb garden.
Oh, that would be amazing. Yeah, well, and everything starts growing down.
Exactly. And because we've got perforated shelves, that water is going to drain through if you're watering plants on there or anything. So it's one less thing you have to worry about. And they can stay outside all year round. It doesn't matter the weather conditions. It's not going to hurt these because, again, being that they're powder coated steel, they're going to resist corroding. So you don't really worry about them at all. I have some pieces of origami, and I've got a lot of the next item we're going to be going to, which is that large 4-tier rack. And I've had them for 15 years, going on 16 years now, and they still look brand new, Ty. And they've lived in my garage, most of them. And I don't have a climate controlled garage, and I live in Florida, and I live down the water. So
it's a lot of humidity.
It's the humidity, it's the salt air, it's all those things. It brings particle board to its knees, but not origami.
And look, so that color is the rhubarb that you're looking at right now, the one that we've kind of decked out on
Very
set.
rich.
Man, don't sleep on that. I love that color. That just brings a look. Even if you've got kind of grays and kind of white tones that you're decorating with, a little bit of that color would look so cool, right?
Well, and that's a great shade of red too, because like you were saying earlier, there's another red that we sell with origami. I always refer to it as like origami red or fire engine red, race car red. I mean, it's that, hey, look at me, red.
Yes.
This is not that. This is red, but it's a muted tone. And to me, it's a little more understated, and it's something like you could live with in your house because you don't feel like it's an alarm going off all the time. You're like, oh, look at the shelf. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. And that is the forest green that you're seeing right there.
Right.
$124.95. That is on free shipping and handling. That is a customer pick, as always, origami is. So we're going to move on. We've got something else to show you here. We have got the big, heavy duty.
Big Daddy.
This is the one. But before we do that, I want to show you something.